Chef tells the story of Chef Carl Casper, who aims to balance his time between his family and his food dream. And I have to say that while the film certainly does have this essence of uniqueness and passion about it, it's unfortunate that there are certain elements that hold it back from being perfect. Because we have Carl Casper, a man who's sort of stuck in this cycle of mundanity in terms of his life, wherein a lot of things aren't entirely working in his favor. Furthermore, he's trying to fix those things, and he wants to grow closer to his child. He makes an attempt to do so, and there is such a great essence of bonding that the two of them really have through the course of the film. At the same time, he's trying to pursue his passion for food, and really, at the core of this story is a man who is so passionate about what he's doing and the extent to which he's willing to go in order to pursue his dream. And in every scene that they show Carl Casper cooking, while some people might take it as they're just trying to visually appeal to you in terms of food, really, it's about observing the delicacy and the passion that goes into the craft that he is trying to master and the one that he wants to undertake for the rest of his life. And it seems like Jon Favreau is really trying to present an interesting parallel between a kitchen and relations to cooking with regards to film, in fact, and the genuine making of a film where it comes to basic things like creative differences and how perhaps his passion of working in a food truck or doing something smaller rather than working in a kitchen might appeal more to him is almost a way of Jon Favreau expressing to us that maybe smaller based filmmaking might be a bit of his niche, which he actually proves in this film. And the passion that goes into the food that's being made that we see on screen is really the passion that is reflected in the making of this very film, which is crafted almost cleverly, wherein the comedic moments have this slight touch about them, wherein they're not funny per se, but the situation, almost in a slightly sad manner, can be funny at times, and after a point, the joy that comes about through this journey that the characters are going on is extremely great to watch and extremely satisfying. And one particular aspect of the film that I really loved was the reflection of social media and how it's become so ingrained in our society. One, of course, through the overuse of words like Twitter and Vine, and of course showing how they influence the lives of many people around and how the older generation might not be so well connected with the social media. But what I loved was a smaller aspect of them expressing to us how it's really changed the conversations that we have in today's day and age. Because yes, while they do delve into Twitter and certain other aspects of conversation through social media, what I love is how they express that the conversations have changed and become so short and quick, and almost they lack emotional depth at times, wherein you see Jon Favreau talking to his child, and there's such quick cuts of basic monosyllabic replies at times, really making it an interesting thing to see on screen and an interesting reflection of the world we live in today. Unfortunately though, one of the aspects I didn't like was that as the film progresses, it does tend to slow down in the sense that it repeats events rather than further progressing, and the essence of conflict seems to be further reduced as the film goes on, which is a good thing and which is natural, but then it stretches itself out in terms of length and really after a point doesn't entice you and entrance you as the beginning of the film really did. And by the end of it, it felt like the film was trying to give this extremely happy conclusion rather than a particular moment where I thought the film should have ended would have absolutely been perfect, showing that life is not perfect, a theme that is reflected throughout this film. But unfortunately, they decide to wrap things up in such a manner to make it feel a bit too positive and really kind of go against what I really liked about the film, which was the uncertainty that life brings to us. Nonetheless, Chef is an incredibly satisfying film. Visually, of course, with the style that has been undertaken in order to present certain shots, it's extremely fascinating to see Jon Favreau undertake this kind of a film. It's very different and unique, but you can definitely feel the passion come across and leap out at you through the screen. I have to say that Chef is a film certainly worth watching. Unfortunately, though, it didn't conclude or didn't really have the arcs that were built up or expected for certain characters or certain storylines. Nonetheless, it's a film that is so beautifully crafted with a genius script and intelligent editing, I must say, to make it an experience not worth missing. I'm going to give Chef a double yes.